just a few things. You're going to hear from a number of other experts today, so I don't want to talk too much more. I guess I'll just set them up a little bit more. Because the Farm Bill does so much, like Lauren mentioned, there are 15 titles, billions of dollars, and works in so many, or influences so many different aspects of our food system. The Farm Bill certainly affects the work that FSEP does, and it affects the sort of broader work of building stronger, better, healthier, more sustainable, more resilient food systems locally and regionally here, and of course, local and regional food systems everywhere. So I just want to mention a couple briefly and kind of connect them to our local economy. And I think you'll hear more details as the evening progresses. So one is food assistance. As you may know, 2/3 of the money of the Farm Bill goes to food assistance programs, not subsidies. 2/3 of it goes to food assistance programs, this SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, right? And why is SNAP important? Obviously, it's important because it helps people who have fewer resources and lower incomes access food, which is necessary every day, right? But it's important to our local economy as well because they're spending federal dollars, tax dollars, our dollars, buying food. And the more we can make fresh, local food that's produced by local growers and local farmers or processed by local businesses, the more of that money stays and continues to circulate and build our local economies. So the food assistance program is not only important for meeting food needs, which is its most important purpose, but also it can help, if we provide the opportunity, it can actually help to strengthen and contribute to our local and regional economies. The specialty crop provisions, which is a small, relatively, a very small line item of the Farm Bill, but I think it's important to mention. Does anyone know what specialty crops are?
Fruits and vegetables.
Fruits and vegetables, food. Specialty crops is food, the stuff that we eat every day. Is a small item called specialty crops. And specialty crops are extremely important to Michigan, to the Michigan economy, to Michigan farmers. We have a lot of specialty crop producers, that is all of our fruit and vegetable growers across the state. So programs that help support specialty crops, getting them to market, providing sort of new resources for farmers so that they can better, for instance, package their food to sell to a hospital is very important. Beginning farmer and rancher programs, I think you're going to hear from Jeremy about that next. We have an aging population of farmers, and we need to bring more people in to the work. And so it's very important to support, for our local and regional economies, to support opportunities to bring new people into farming. And finally, the community food projects sort of line item is, again, a tiny little line item of the Farm Bill, which of course will be threatened to be cut along with a lot of other things in this next, in 2012 or whenever it comes up. And the Community Food Projects Program supports small-scale, locally based community food projects. So a lot of community gardens, a lot of school garden programs across the country, and all kinds of smaller community-based efforts have been started with funding from that program, and many of them have grown into really influential programs that have had a lot of impact on community access and community knowledge about food. So those are just a couple of examples of the many dozens, hundreds of programs that are included in the Farm Bill, many of which, of course, are threatened in terms of funding. And I'm going to stop there and hand it over to Jeremy.
Hi, everyone. As Deirdre said, my name is Jeremy Mogtater, and I'm the director of the Organic Farmer Training Program at Michigan State University, and I'm also the farm manager of the Student Organic Farm there. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we do in terms of training new farmer education, to give you a little brief context for the larger ripple effects of why it's necessary. But before I do that, I just wanted to say and reiterate how important it is and how thankful I am that you all are here and interested in this topic. The way that we choose to grow food, and the way that we choose to eat food, and the way that we chose to support our families and people in need, and the way that we choose to meet the economic needs of our communities, they're all choices, and they're all choices that are a result of a process of engaged citizenry. And so it's really important for us to engage in this democratic process to help shape the way that we choose to do these things. Because the way the Farm Bill is, the way the SNAP Ed program is, the way the specialty crop block grant is, all those things are just choices. They're not just things that we have to accept, that just exist as the way that the sun exists. They're things that are a result of human construct. So we should, as humans, engage in the process of constructing those things to serve the needs of us, the citizenry. So with that little background kind of citizenship plug, I'll say that what we do in the Organic Farmer Training Program at Michigan State is each year we're able to train 15 or 16 new farmers in order to meet the growing need for local food products here in our region. And so that's kind of my background, but I'll tell you a little bit about how and why I think some of those things are so important, and why beginning farmer rancher programs and addressing the needs of new farmers are so important. Deirdre already mentioned that the aging population of farmers. The USDA's website says that half of our farmers will retire within the next decade. In addition to that, if we want to have a burgeoning local food economy that has adequate supply of local products for local consumption, we're going to need more growers. In the state of Michigan currently, the demand for local product is outstripping the supply. The Student Organic Farm has often had a wait list for we run a year-round CSA, Community Supported Agriculture Program, one of the only ones in the Midwest, and we have a wait list that's often 200 people long. And that just shows that there's a burgeoning demand, and that doesn't count institutional demand or other larger scale demand. That's just consumers wanting access to that product. And so if we're going to grow enough food to meet the needs of the local, regional, and food economy hopes and dreams that many people in our community have, and capture those economic benefits, we're going to need some more growers to do that. In addition to that, I like to throw out this little kind of analogy, which is that I think that most people have come to recognize over the last 100 years that it's really a good thing that the sons and daughters of farmers can choose to be doctors and lawyers and janitors and carpenters and whatever they want to be, right? The opposite of that is some kind of indentured servitude that, says that your place in life is determined by that of your parents' occupation.